Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to finally settle a classic grammar showdown, farther versus further. They sound almost the same, but using the wrong one can make your writing feel, well, just a little bit off. So, let's fix that for good. So, what's the deal? When do you use farther and when do you use further? It's a super common point of confusion, but believe me, they have totally different jobs. And by the end of this, I promise you'll have a dead simple trick to get it right every single time. All right, let's kick things off with farther. Now, the absolute easiest way to remember this one is to think about physical, measurable stuff. I like to call it the rule of rulers. And that's really the core of it. Farther is all about literal distance, something you can actually measure in miles or kilometers or even just steps. If you can physically get from point A to point B, the word you're looking for is farther. Just look at these examples, right? You can physically measure the distance from a hostel to a campus. You can literally see how many feet someone threw a ball. So here's the bottom line. If you can point to it on a map or track it with a GPS, you are definitely dealing with farther. And for all you visual learners out there, here's a little something to help it stick. Just think about the things that create physical distance. A car, a road, your own two legs. They all take you somewhere. So when you think of movement like that, think further. Okay, so that's farther. It's for rulers and maps. So what in the world is further for? Well, this is where we get to leave the physical world behind and jump into the world of ideas and concepts. And this right here is the crucial difference. Further is for all the stuff you can't measure with a ruler. It's for metaphorical distance, like, say, advancing an idea, continuing a conversation, or adding more to something. Check these out. You can't measure research in meters, right? Or a conversation in miles. These are all about advancing something, a project, a discussion, your education. And because the concept is abstract, the word you need is further. And just like we did before, here's a quick way to remember this one. Think about the tools you use for abstract progress. Your brain, thinking about the future, new ideas. All these things push concepts forward, or further, in a way you can't physically touch. This chart puts it all together so nicely. Over on the left, farther is physical, it's measurable, it's something you can literally walk. Then on the right, you've got further. That's metaphorical, abstract. It's something you think. It's a really clear-cut difference when you see it like this. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This is great, but how am I supposed to remember all this when I'm just trying to write a quick email? Well, you are in luck, because there is one simple test that solves this pretty much every time. This is it. This is basically the only tool you're going to need. The next time you're stuck, just ask yourself this one question. Can I measure it in meters? If the answer is yes, like the distance to the grocery store, you use farther. If the answer is no, like how much more you need to study, you use further. It's that simple. And how well does this test actually work? Well, it gets it right about 95% of the time. And let's be honest, in the world of English grammar, that is practically a guarantee. So yeah, you can use this little trick with a ton of confidence. So now, let's see both of these words come together in one perfect sentence. I walked farther to think further about my future. This is great because it uses both and it nails them. Let's quickly break it down. The first part, I walked farther, is pure physical distance, right? Your legs did the work, you covered actual ground that you could measure. That's farther. Super straightforward. But then the second part, to think further, well, that's completely abstract. That's your brain doing the work, advancing your thoughts on a topic. It's a metaphorical journey happening inside your head, and that's further. So there you have it. Farther for physical distance you can measure, and further for pretty much everything else. Now that you've got this down, I've got a final question for you. What topic should we explore further in our next explainer? Drop your ideas in the comments. Thanks for watching.